Hi everyone, I'm Akhil Paul. I'm the founder director of Sense International India, and today I am with you to wish you a very happy Foundation Day. Today is the day when Sense India was created, and I'm so grateful that you are with us. And I hope that this little journey which you are going to take with us will motivate you to stay with us for longer. When starting Sense International India, the main motivation I had was having worked with single disability persons, mainly persons with visual impairment, almost for about 7 years. I had seen the plight of people with single disabilities who didn't have any service to go to. But when I came across people with visual impairment and deafness, that's what motivated me to think about starting something for deafblind people. And I got the opportunity in 1997 to get associated with Sense. At that time it was Sense, and I was fortunate enough to get selected as the development manager to start services for deafblind on behalf of Sense in India. After starting Sense International India, the biggest challenge came to think about what should be the modality, what should be the methodology, what should Sense International India do for deafblind people. I think that was for me the biggest challenge at that point, because there was only one school which was working for deafblind exclusively, and that was Helen Keller Institute in Mumbai, which was started by late Feroz Wacha, the great lady. The challenge we had was whether we should set up a school, but then I thought that if we set up our own school, we might reach to what, about 100, 200 at the most for education or other services. So the challenge was whether to start a school or go into a different tangent altogether, a different route altogether, by helping others as a catalyst to set up their own schools, their own programs across the country. And I think the day we finalized that the challenge is to reach out to all those deafblind in the nook and corner of the country, it was no more a challenge, it was an opportunity then. One sight and one visit I always remember. This was a visit to a very remote village, and we found a girl, a little girl. She was on a cot which didn't have any mattress. Neither the cot had mattress nor the little girl had a thread on her body. And it was, a huge winter we had that year in the northern part of the country. And I was astonished to see this little girl without any covering on her. When we asked why she is like this, the family members said that, oh, she doesn't like anything on her. Whatever you put on, she just takes it off. And they said, why is she like this? So the elders of the family said that, oh, there are evil spirits who come and visit her. So in the daytime she is okay, and in the night she laughs with them, she talks to them, she calls them, and so it is, her destiny. But later on, when we worked with the family, we realized that the little girl had something called delayed echolalia. It's a term in which the child listens to what is going on all around the day and then repeats it with a lot of delay in the night. And the reason she didn't like anything on her body, because she was not able to see anything. She was totally blind and totally deaf. The only sensation she was to get was from her body, by touch. And that was the only stimulation she used to get in terms of outside world. And third thing, the evil spirit and she talking to her was nothing but, one, because of delayed echolalia. Number two, whole day there used to be some people around her. Children playing around her, mother, father, other people touching her, somebody is feeding her, somebody is giving her, something to drink. Always some activity going on. So she used to be quiet. In the night, she used to call all those people who were there all around her that, where have you gone? Hey, I want water. I'm alone. Nobody is talking to me. And that was the condition this child was. And when we talked to the parents, unfortunately, the mother had left the child because it was a child like this, and only the grandparent used to look after her. And the grandmother, she said, I'm happy to come to you and to your center and get myself trained to work with my granddaughter. And she turned the life of this little girl. She is a completely changed person now. She is running her own little shop in the village with the help of her grandmother, and it's a different life for this girl. So this is something which motivates me, and I'm pretty sure it definitely will motivate you from today. I think the biggest achievement, if I can think about for Sense International India, is the way we started working. We decided that we will work with partners, build their capacities, and in that way reach out to as many deafblind as possible. That was our methodology. And I think the biggest achievement was that methodology worked, and today we are reaching out to almost 80,000 people in 20 states of India, 23 states, almost 100 districts we are reaching out to. So this itself is a big achievement for an organization of our size. And I would add another big achievement, that due to our advocacy, deaf blindness has been included in the Rights for Persons with Disability Act as one of the categories of disability. I think this has opened doors for deaf-blind people to get included in the mainstream, and also for Government of India and other non-government organizations to think about how to cater to the needs of deaf-blind people. See, over the last 24 years, we have actually done a lot of work in terms of building capacities at various levels. Capacity of teachers, regular educators, special educators, all the paramedics, and at various levels we have created that model and pilots. But going forward, I think what we need to do is make sure that all these pilots and all these pockets are regional learning centers or state learning centers go one step ahead, and we are there to support them in going a step ahead in terms of reaching out to deafblind people through their machinery, through their infrastructure, and Sense India taking a step back in terms of looking at the next level at a little larger picture, that what is required in terms of networks of deafblind people, what are their needs, where we are heading with deafblind people's livelihood, and also what is happening to the implementation of the Rights for Persons with Disability Act with respect to people with deafblindness, for their education, for their health, for their livelihood. I think that's where Sense India's next goal stands. And also with the COVID, I think a major challenge has come in terms of mental health, mental well-being. It has affected each one of us, and how it has affected people with deafblindness, I think we need to look at that area as well. At this juncture of the journey, I would like to thank actually many people. What I want to do is I want to thank all those deafblind children and people who have taught us that how to work with them and others like them, because they are our teachers who trained us by their interaction that what is best for them. Their parents for opening their arms and accepting us, welcoming us in their homes, in their lives, and believing in us that we can make a difference in the life of their children. also the teachers who are the backbone of our program. Without educators, without teachers, without CPR workers, we would have never reached anywhere. So I would like to thank each one of them who have worked tirelessly to bring meaning into the lives of deafblind people. I would like to thank all our donors, supporters, individual, corporate, who have all these years supported us. Because without their financial support, we could have not reached where we are today. And our trustees who have been always tirelessly, selflessly guiding us in the direction that the organization should go. Extremely grateful to the trustees. And last but not the least, my colleagues who have worked in Sense India, who have moved on from Sense India in the last 24 years, and those who have remained and continuing the journey with us. I thank each one of you for your commitment, for your dedication, and I wish you all the best and a long, long association ahead. Thanks a lot.